Welcome back to the Man Cave, and today we're not going to do anything. I'm just going to talk to you about what I'm going to do. Here's our little John Deere. Here's our Kohler. This is the Magnum 18V that I've been doing. She's now up on this stand. That's all been pressure washed. So, and you've heard it running. Took the coil off because I pressure washed it. So the next thing I'm going to do with this engine is get the tin work back on, sand it all down, and then that's going to be resprayed in red. It was going to go on this old John Deere. Change of plans. I put the engine in the John Deere yesterday. I sat it in, and I'm afraid it was a little single that came out. I'm afraid it ain't going to go in. It goes in, but the hole underneath where the engine comes through, the pulley shaft is about 2 inches more forward than it should be. Not a major issue, but then we'd have to put longer belts underneath. Other simple things, we'd have to lose this original arrangement because the throttle cable is too short as well. That won't reach right round to the front of the car because the original one was down here. So we'd have to lose this. We'd also have to put a separate choke cable in as well. I don't particularly want to lose the look of this mower. But digging around, I got a bit of work to do on her. Have you ever seen a John Deere tub that's gone rusty like this? The rest of the mower, excellent. I mean, look round the front of that. I mean, the plastic work, the steering wheel, the seat is like new, but the tub, rotted out. It's like somebody has sanded this down to prime it. Well, they have primed it and then left it. And then a conrod went, and that is how I got it. But digging around underneath all that crap there, I found another engine. Here! Look what we got here. We have found a John Deere, or a Briggs & Stratton Vanguard. That ain't bolted in, that engine, by the way. That's still loose, and don't worry about all this wiring I'd left. That's the entire wiring out of the riding cutter that engine come out of. So this engine is going to be bolted in place because that actually fits. Yeah, so that'll make this right. Anyhow, that leaves us as to what we're going to do with this thing. Well, I was thinking last night, and I thought, what have I got down the yard or down the field that I can use that engine on? And I thought, I've got an old auto truck. Let's explain. Also, while I was under this scrap heap, here's the old Westwood, what the engine come off. While I was under this scrap heap, if I don't get attacked for bushes, here is a ride-on axle, a ride-on mower axle. There she is. Which I'm pretty sure is a standard one with a pulley on, look. Right. That axle is 32 inches wide. Walk with me, guys, as we come down the scrapyard where all the crap is. You can have a look about what we've got going on here. That's lovely to have land, but believe me, you clutter it up. Now, can you see what we're approaching? No, not this pile of Bedford CF parts. That them Bedford CF parts are for that Bedford CF motorhome there. Oh, that's my Jag. Right, here we go. This thing, what do you reckon to this for an abomination? It was originally a Barford auto truck. This is actually a Barford Atom rotavator unit on the front on a turntable. And there was a wooden box on the back here and a seat. And you sat here, and when you turned the handlebars, the whole engine with the whole engine moves, look. Now, this, as you can see, has passed it. That engine is sea solid. The fuel tank has rotted out. I mean, look at this for a wheel bar. I don't think she's going to get a tyre on there very well. So basically, this whole unit on the front here is knackered. You know where I'm going with this, don't you? This axle on here if we get rid of him, that ride-on axle, which is 32 inches from the outside of the tyre to the outside of the tyre, guess how wide this is? 32 inches across. That ride-on axle would sit perfect in place of this one. How about we fabricate a cradle in here to hold a Kohler V twin, put the Kohler in here, the big twin, so that'll sort of sit here, because obviously your belt got to line up with your pulley, and we've got a twin pulley on, so I can put the belt on the top or bottom pulley to power this back axle. The Kohler here, little box on the top as your seat, 2 foot guards. Cut all this crap off the front, get rid of all this, get rid of this abomination. So basically cut this off sort of here, same the other side, put it to a point, and how about a single wheel on the front, one of the rear wheels off the Westwood. How about a single wheel on the front? So this is basically a 3-wheel auto truck. So we'd have a single wheel on the front with a pair of handlebars, so you sat up on here like a knob on a seat, pair of handlebars, or even try and reuse these bars, which would be cool as hell. Sort of take them off down here somewhere and rig it so you can sit up there, use handlebars and a single mower wheel on the front on a pivot. I think you could probably use one of the front wheel axles off that Westwood, what the wheel pivot on, and you could cut that whole front axle in half, sort of put that on there on a rotating stem, you know, like a steering column, rig these onto it, have the Kohler here, the axle there, and then we could put a little pickup body on there, and we could use that around this field here to cart firewood, move stuff, maybe put a tow bar on it so we could tow caravans. I've even got a pair of 13-inch implement wheels lying about over there with little Terra tyres on, which would give a bit of grip. They'd easily be modified to fit on that mower axle with a bit of welding. So what do you think to this project, guys? Do you reckon I should do it? Or am I being a fairy? But I reckon that Kohler twin would sit in the front there perfect. Little box with a cushion on the top, little backrest, little seat. Good old school still, but with that modern touch of having the mower axle. Yeah. So that was what I was thinking. Now, is this going to happen? Yeah, I'd like to think so. When I get something in this pea-brain head, I do tend to follow through with it. So, yeah, we'll see what's going on here. Oh, we've got so much rubbish about here, it's unbelievable. We've got this trailer to do as well. Look at this bad boy. That was a project I picked up the other week. That's a 14 and a half foot by 6 foot 6. 1981 I for Williams. She's pre-galvanised, mate. She's got a big old ladder chassis. Now, she's a heavy old bucker. But we've got problems. Look at that axle. There's a broken leaf spring. But that ain't a problem. Courtesy of eBay, we've got a set of 4 leaf springs coming for this. Brand new leaf springs and U-bolts. So we'll replace the leaf springs, brake cables, get this thing painted up, new tyres, put a bed on it, and we're going to have a damn good trailer. So, yeah, this is basically what we're up against, or what I was thinking. And this John Deere, as for the corrosion in that, God above knows what's happened to it. I mean, look at it. Someone's even patched it with fiberglass. But I'm going to cut this out with a grinder, because the rest of it, really solid. It's just these steps. I'm assuming this mower has lived outside all of its life, and the water has sat there under these rubber mats, and that's just rotted these floor pans out. These heel pans, sorry. So I'm going to cut this out round there. I mean, the lip is good. I shall cut out round there and just weld new steel in the bottom. Same this side, look. If I pull up this mat, look at that. Look at that bugger, like Swiss cheese. So again, cut out round there. I can weld some new steel in. Luckily, that's good round this hole, so I can just come round here to keep this hole for this hydrostatic pedal in place. I can just weld around here to here and keep this hole in. So yeah, and then get some John Deere paint, because I have a paint spray, you see. I do resprays and that, so I can get some John Deere green and take all this plastic out. I can just repaint that, re-black the front, get this engine in. The cutter deck for this episode is actually very good. There's the cutter deck for the John Deere, and she's actually in really nice nick. I mean, the blades are good. I'll change the bearings in it, but there's no rot in that deck. The deck is actually really, really solid. So, yeah, I think once we get the deck back on this, we'll have a hell of a lawnmower. So, that was my plans, guys. What do you think to them? Drop your comment below. Should I go ahead with the auto truck project? And if so, what should I call it? Franken truck, Kohler truck, man cave truck. You guys put suggestions in there as to what I should call that auto truck, because we need to give it a project name, and you'll be able to follow me through the build on the channel, because obviously I'll record most of that, and I think you guys will probably enjoy it. So yeah, let's hope for things to come. A summer project, shall we say. Right, there's the Kohler again. Here's me, here's outside, here's the John Deere, and I'm going. Ha ha! Bye-bye for now!